I was recently coaching a chief product officer in a large tech organization, and they had an important meeting coming up. So they wanted to have a call with me. And their question was that I have done my preparation, but what should I write on this slide? What should I write on this part of the slide? What words should I use? And like this person is leading more than 50 people, like a team of more than 50 product managers. And I could immediately see that their questions didn't make sense, right? Why are you bothered about like something so specific? And this person has done their preparation. They had prepared a wonderful presentation. They have done their homework. It's not like they're coming in unprepared, but the meeting was a few days ahead, and this person was worried about, am I using the right word? Am I using the right shade of color in the presentation? And during the conversation, what came up for us, that I challenged him that maybe you're looking for the answer in the wrong place. And what I meant was that he's looking for answers outside, like what is the right way, what is the best way, what words should I use to impress or to have a wonderful presentation. And what I told him, that maybe the answer or the place to look is inside you. And I asked him, where are these questions coming up? Because he has everything. He has done his preparation as to the best that he has done. And I asked him, where are these questions coming from? And they were coming from a place of self-doubt and not trusting yourself, which leads to kind of a pattern of trying to please others to feel okay with yourself, right? Because if you're trying to please others to feel okay with yourself, that's a trap. That's a major trap, because then you will never feel okay with yourself, and you will always have your happiness, your well-being as a function of how others treat you or how others react to what you do or not do. And I challenged him that this is a wonderful question to ask to yourself. What is the right presentation? What is enough? What is the right color? How do I speak? Everything. This is a wonderful question to ask yourself. It's not an appropriate question to ask others, but because you are going to be led astray, or you're going to only get confused if you start asking this question to everybody else, which basically is coming from your own state of not being able to trust yourself fully. Because if you are insecure about your own worth and value, I can tell you that nobody can see that value in yourself, right? Unless you can see and feel your own worth and value, nobody else can do that for you. Nobody else will believe in you if you do not yourself. And this is what we worked upon after that how can he show up in a way that he trusts himself first. And once he can trust himself, then the words doesn't matter, right? Then the nitty-gritties, details doesn't matter. And I asked him to speak from his heart, from a place of trusting himself, rather than looking for the best, perfect, or the most appropriate word or color to use. And when I say trust yourself, I do not mean trust from a place of skills, abilities, or talents, right? So there is a trust which you get, there is a confidence which you get when you have done your preparation, when you know that you have a particular skill, when you know that you can do something well. There is that level of trust. But we were not talking about that level of trust. We were talking about a level of trust beyond that, a trusting yourself in a way which is not a function of the preparation that you have done or the skills you have, which is more a function of that no matter what happens, I will be okay, right? That no matter what happens, I will go through it, or I will manage to take care of this situation. This is the level of self-trust that I'm talking to. And I worked with this leader to acknowledge the fears, acknowledge the doubts, and then work on them one by one so that he can show up trusting himself first. Because what we experience in our body, if we experience lack of confidence, if we experience insecurity or doubt about ourselves, it reflects in our body language. We cannot hide it. It cannot be faked. And in the end, the only practice that we did was simply speaking from your heart, right? So once you have done your preparation, once you have taken care of what needs to be taken care of, after that, in the time of your performance as a leader, which could be a presentation, which could be an important conversation, which could be a speech which you are addressing an audience. But during that time, it is more important to listen to your heart and speak from your heart. And every time the fear comes up, which it will pop up every now and then, simply allow it to be, rather than looking for what is the best word, which will obviously make you anxious and confused in your speaking, in your confidence. Simply trust yourself that I've got it, right? I've got what I need, and I will figure out a way. And even if the whole thing doesn't work out, it will be okay. I will be okay. That's the level of trust that I'm talking about. Without this trust, nobody else can trust you. Unless you believe you're worthy of something, nobody else will give you that credit. And if you are looking for external validation, if you're looking for external, like people to please, if you're looking for people to do or say something to feel okay with yourself, I can tell you that's a massive trap. If you get out of that trap, that's a gift that you will give to yourself.